Hello, hello, and welcome to our end of May live stream coming to you directly from YouTube. Who would have thought it? Through the pandemic, we've learned so many extra skills. So thank you. As you are popping on, please say hi, comment, say hello. Hello, friends. Hey, Lori. Hey, Jen. Just let us know that you're here. If you are a guest, please comment with your beauty consultant's name. She wants to see her name highlighted. And of course, we want to give her credit for having guests on. And if you're a consultant, of course, we really appreciate your time as well. And what we're hoping is that some of the ideas, some of the inspiration, some of the craziness, I'll be honest with you, that we share in the next few minutes here, maybe have a little bit of a light bulb moment for you. Maybe have a light bulb moment for you for what your potential is with this Mary Kay business. Maybe just opens up your brain a little bit more to thinking about the potential. And if you are a guest, we have room for you for sure. And we would love to share more information about that. So as I get started, I'll introduce myself. So my name down here in the corner, you can see, is Jen. I am Jen Albertini, Future Executive Sales Director with Mary Kay. I'm coming to you all the way from the greater Pittsburgh area. And I celebrated 20 years in Mary Kay. And of course, I can't let that statement go by without saying, no, I didn't join when I was 10. I know you probably thought I was 30, but no, I actually joined when I was 30, 20 years ago. And the one thing I promised myself was I would stick with it as long as it was fun. 20 years later, I have never made a better decision or a bigger promise to myself. And I'm so grateful for all of you who've been a part of that journey. And I'm so excited to introduce you to some of the top achievers in my life tonight. So I'll be sharing a little bit more about me as we go through all the time. Now, I want to put up this banner because I want to remind you, if you are a guest or a consultant, ask a question, leave a comment. Me, love to give prizes. I don't know what I'll give you. I'll dig in my stash. I'll find something super fun, but I will make sure to reward people after we close out this YouTube stream just for commenting and sharing who you are and what's going on with you and asking a question. That is how we can bring you the best information possible. So I'm going to just let that scroll. How about that, Alyssa? All right, so let's just see popping on here. We see Jen Bretman, Marisol, yay, all the way from Jersey, Kathleen, Emily, Alyssa D, who will be joining us soon, another Jen, we always come in groups, Lori again, Lori, who is Ashley Seifert's guest, so excited, Carla's on, okay. We are super excited. So keep commenting, keep letting us know that you are here, and we are so excited about that. So I'm going to introduce you to my very first Mary Kay daughter this way. Sorry, you never know because it's like a mirror image. So my very first birthed Mary Kay daughter, which is kind of the funny thing, is this none other than Alyssa O, who is coming to you first. And there's strategy behind why you are meeting Alyssa first. So as you are beginning to piece together your Mary Kay journey, whether you're already a consultant, whether you're contemplating becoming a consultant, I am going to guess that one of the things that gets kind of stuck in your brain a little bit as you make this decision is, am I too busy? Or I am too busy. You know, that scary B word. So what I wanted to tell you about Alyssa O is this. I met Alyssa. Actually, I met her many years ago when she was just in college. She was just a baby. But I got to really develop a relationship with her a decade ago. And through that process of her life, I have watched so many things and so many things change. And so what I want Alyssa to share with you, and I'm going to give you the cliff notes of her Mary Kay journey. When she joined Mary Kay, she was engaged with no children. A couple years later, she had one child, one little boy, Owen. She was pregnant, and she became a sales director in Mary Kay. She realized the power of the income, and she realized her passion to lead other women. 8 days later, after becoming a sales director, true story, she gave birth to baby number 2. We kind of think she held him in for a little while till she finished everything. Then baby number 3 came, and when baby number 3 graced this earth, Alyssa was moving up the career path and earning cars as the sales director. And then during the pandemic, on Mother's Day of 2020, little baby number 4 made her appearance. And just a few short months later, Alyssa and her unit became one of the top units in the entire company, celebrated as a pink Cadillac unit. So I want to turn the floor over to Alyssa for a few minutes and let her tell you that journey and why she didn't allow her children to become her excuses in Mary Kay.
Okay. All right. So first, I just want to say thanks to my audacious achievers that are part of my unit, who are part of our Pink Cadillac unit. So I know some of them are on, even though I can't see the comments right now, but I know you're here. So thanks, girls, for being on, and just thanks for being such audacious achievers. But I will just share that, my why when I first initially started this business was the money. Like, it was the money. So when Jen says she met me, I was engaged. I needed cash flow. So that was what really interested me. However, I didn't really see this as a business opportunity just yet in that moment. I kind of thought I could do it, like get my own products and stuff like that. But the financial piece of it was there for me. And then, I got married and I left my full-time job. I was a physical therapist assistant. And then I found out I was pregnant with Owen. Yay! And, a driving force for me, something that I always knew I wanted to be in my life. Even if I didn't know what career I wanted to have, I always knew I wanted to be a mom. And I always knew that when I became a mom, I wanted to be able to stay home with my kids, because I grew up with a single mom for, the first 10 or 8 to 10 years of my life. She met my stepdad, who I call my dad, when I was in first or second grade, or no, they got married when I was in first or second grade. But my grandmother was a huge part of raising me because my mom worked full time. And so I missed out on that time with my mom because she worked so hard to provide for me. And so my dream was that one day when I had children, that I would be able to be that person for my kids that, didn't have to work outside the home and all of that. But the direction my life had been going at that point, that would not have been an option for us. And so when I was presented with this opportunity, in the back of my mind was, well, when I do have kids, could this be the thing that I do if I don't want to go back to my full-time job right away, or, whatever. And so through the course of working my business, when I found out I was pregnant with Owen, it really motivated me to move up the career path, because I knew as I decided to promote myself, notice what I said there, when I decided to promote myself, because this is a self-promoting business, you can choose to advance whenever it's up to you, right? Whenever you want to. And so I knew that having the ability to do that would greatly impact our family and our family's financial future. And as I found out I was having more babies, so when I found out I was pregnant with Kellen, sales directorship for me was important, because I knew that that would give my family an executive level income. That's right, an executive CEO level income for my family, but still give me everything that I ever dreamed of or wanted. And so that drive and motivation to be home with my babies and not miss anything was the driving force for me to not use them as my excuse for why I didn't have time or couldn't fit it in or couldn't do this or couldn't do that. It was my 100% reason why. And every baby that's come has given me more motivation to step up the career path more, because I knew with every baby would come more financial need in our household. So blessed by this opportunity to be able to do that.
Yes, and I love that. And if you notice, when I talked about the situation of Alyssa's life, with every baby, she did move up the career path. She didn't stall. She didn't take a step back. Now, sometimes that happens. Mary Kay promotes us to put God first, family second, career third. But Alyssa knew, with her husband being an entrepreneur and with her potential, that it made more sense for her to up her game a little bit. Now, Alyssa, there's a really famous quote with Mary Kay, and I'd love you just to take a couple seconds and talk about how it's affected your life.
Okay.
And actually, I'm actually going to toss this to all the sales directors. So I'd like you to end with answering this quote, or helping me with this quote for you. A lot of women are dealing with families, or if they don't have their own children, they maybe have nieces or nephews or even grandchildren at this phase of life. And even dealing with our communities, Mary Kay taught us that what is caught is so much greater than what is taught.
Yeah.
And I would love for you just to give us an example, or just tell us how that has benefited your life with your family, your community, your church, something that's made a difference in your life. What is caught is greater than what is taught.
Yeah, absolutely. So, really quick, I just want to know from everyone who's on, like, who on here has children or feels like maybe that's been something that's on their mind, whether they're considering this opportunity or you currently are a Mary Kay consultant and you're not really sure how to navigate, how to work this business around children. But, what is caught is so much greater than what is taught. And this week, it's really timely that you asked me this question because my son Owen is going through some things on a team that he's a part of. And it's been a struggle. And as his mom, it's been a struggle to watch happen with some coaching things. And so for me, I've noticed things about him this past week and just over the last couple of weeks where it's really told me that he watches my work ethic. And so what he says to me is, well, mom, if I need to work on my batting to get to be a better hitter, I'm going to go out and practice every day. Like every day I'm going to practice. And he sets goals for himself that he's going to reach. And and he's a pitcher. So he's like, I'm going to throw 30 pitches a day. And he marks it off on a tracking sheet. And so if you're in Mary Kay, you understand that. But, that's just one instance is that, if I didn't have the strong supportive women that I have in my life because of my Mary Kay business, and if I hadn't gone through this last decade of my life with that support, I would not be the positive, influential person that I am. I wouldn't be the mom that I am if it weren't for all of those experiences. And so knowing that because of this opportunity, it's grown me in my own confidence and that I can then pass that on to my kids, a confidence that I would not have had if it weren't for this opportunity, I think is just so huge. And, my 4-year-old, Reagan, if you follow me on social media, you see her all the time. I mean, she's more confident than I ever was at that age. And so it's just so great to see, though, that I'm just raising this strong, confident woman who is going to rule the world one day. And so that's just such a blessing that we get out of this business.
Well, I absolutely love that. And of course, I've had the privilege of seeing your family grow and grow up right before my eyes. And, we're all very emotionally connected. I mean, it actually moves me to tears because we are all very emotionally connected. I mean, I was the draw to get Alyssa to her very first baby shower. I had to pretend like I was taking her to a Mary Kay event. And I knew that everybody behind this door was going to be everybody waiting for her baby shower. And the fact that her mom asked me to be a part of that, is just so powerful. So there's so many stories. And I hope you guys are catching this vision of the family that we have created, because in all honesty, it does take a village, helping each other and answering questions and reaching that point with your family and your kids and your community and your church and all the other things, whatever it's a matter. And I'm seeing people comment on here, Alyssa, saying that they have kids and they have grandkids and how important it is that Owen is practicing every day. And Emily has 2 children and being a role model for them is important to her. And Lori's saying that was a great story. So we appreciate your time, Alyssa O. I love you to pieces. You know that. I'm so proud of you. Alyssa and her Pink Cadillac unit celebrating as they move up their very first year in a unit club. So she's going to get a diamond pin from the company and all the things that are yet to be. I'm so proud of this unit and so proud of you and so proud that I get to claim you as mine. So thank you, Alyssa.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so that was just a little sneak behind, like I said, my first Mary Kay baby. Stepping into the spotlight now, I'm going to introduce you to our next special guest, and that is none other than our very own Barbie Saucacy. I know the first thing we look at with her blonde hair and her perfect little complexion, yes, she literally looks like a Barbie. We know that. However, her real name is Barbara Ann. So affectionately at my house, we call her Barbara Ann. My baby, my 17-and-a-half-year-old baby, has the privilege of nannying for Barbie several days a week. So we really get to see her family grow up as well. And Barbie came into my life not a whole long time ago. I mean, it's been a few years now, but we've really developed a very tight relationship over the last few years. And what I want you to know about Barbie is this: I don't make any money off of Barbie. Barbie has a phenomenal top unit. She has a Premier Plus unit in Mary Kay, one of the top in the company, one of the top in the state. Her girls are on fire right now. I want to tell you one thing, beautiful believers. You guys are really kicking the bottoms of some of us. And I'm going to tell you, I put myself, girl, Genuine Gems, you better step it up because these girls have come to play. They are done. They are like all focused. We're seeing, look at Ashley Jones, like, yeah, I know, that's me, that's me. And all these people that are on here and just how excited we are to watch you guys go. But I have gotten to embrace them, and all the directors that I claim as my birth directors, we've all embraced Barbie, although we don't make money off of what Barbie does. But that's the thing about this business. No matter where you live, if there is someone geographically near you that you connect with emotionally, you connect with through this business that you want to work with, we don't have territories. We don't have anything that says, oh no, Barbie, I can't help you with that. Oh no, Barbie, I can't be a part of that. I say, join us, because here's what Mary Kay taught us. When I have an idea and Barbie has an idea, now we each have two ideas, and is how we grow in this business. So what I asked Barbie to bring to you before she answers the final question, which I've decided to pitch to all of them, but this is what I want you to know about Barbie. She started this business younger than, some of us did. And she was playing the whole corporate America game. And she happens to live not too far from me, but she doesn't live in the community where she grew up. So again, sometimes I think that women get stuck in their heads, whether you're a consultant contemplating moving up, whether you're a guest contemplating joining our business. I think sometimes we get stuck in our head with, well, is it really job security? It's not corporate America. So I want Barbie to hit on that. And I'm not living in the community where my mom lives and my sister lives. Who am I going to sell to? So Barbie's going to share a little bit about that as well. All right, Barbie, turn it over to you.
Yay. Thanks, Jen. And thanks everybody for being on. So I would love to know who out there works in corporate America. So go ahead and comment if you do work in corporate America currently. So Jen is absolutely right. So I started my business when I was in college, and I kind of dabbled as I went into the corporate America, wanted to take on Wall Street. And then I started to see some things happen that, maybe just weren't really in line with my, morals and the ethics that I had been raised by. So I started to kind of, look around and think, wow, there's got to be something out there that's got more flexibility, where there's no glass ceiling, where I'm not going to be put in, no matter how much effort or the level of the quality of my work that I put in, I'm still going to be put in this box at the end of the year, up to the control of someone else. So that just didn't sit well with me. I grew up in an entrepreneurial home. So if you grew up in an entrepreneurial home, be sure to comment, tell us that you did. We'd love to know who grew up with an entrepreneurial parent, or maybe you live in, that relationship right now. Your spouse is an entrepreneur, or you are. We'd love to know that. So what I decided was, you know what? I'm gonna try to find something that, may apply to the flexibility, the God first, family second, career third, and no glass ceiling. And guess what? I was like, well, wait a minute. Those are Mary Kay's founding priorities and principles. I'm like, wait a second, this was right under my nose. So what I decided to do, now remember, Jen mentioned I didn't have close family, right? But I did work with others, and I did, have some neighbors and some different people. And I wouldn't say super close or anything like that, but I was open and willing to be creative. So, I'm not necessarily the person that's, wants to be in the spotlight or the star of the show. So if that's you, if you're you're kind of okay behind the scenes, comment, tell us you're okay behind the scenes. That's okay. There's a place for you too. But what I found was, I am a connector. I do being curious and learning things about people and connecting people. So what I thought was, okay, so maybe I don't know a ton of people, but, there are people all around me. I just don't know them yet. So I decided to think of a couple different things, people that really inspired me, that were around me, and people that intrigued me. And those are the people that I started to just, make connections with and think hey, is there any reason why you wouldn't, give me your advice on, some fun skincare beauty products? You know what? When you're genuine and you go out with a desire to help others, and Alyssa, I think this came from Alyssa. It's just about finding a need that someone may have and then filling it. So sometimes there, wasn't a need until, we got together, but we built that relationship and I met some amazing people. So the really cool thing about that was that guess what? I found out when somebody tries the products, which most of you, right, already have a favorite. So share with us, what is your current favorite Mary Kay product? Pop that in the comments. We'd love to know what your favorite Mary Kay product is. So what I found is, guess what? Most people that tried it loved it. Not everyone, but that's okay, right? I wouldn't have time for that anyway. Neither would any of you. I found that most people did find something they loved. And when they found something they loved, what do? We want to share that with others. So they would want to share it with their friends and family. And guess what? I didn't know their friends and family. So then they would be introducing me to their friends and family. And it was just this natural relationship that developed. And I could tell you so many stories of how many customers turned friends, right? That I have in my life and in my family's life too. I mean, even one of my favorite clients, I mean, they're all my favorite, found me on my website, seriously. And we are like so close now with family friends, like we even exchange Christmas gifts. Like, oh my goodness. My kids have things hanging up in their room that customers have gifted them when, I was having them when they were born. So it's just really fun when you go out to look for people that inspire you or that you're intrigued by. And, we all have that natural, instinct. So it's just acting on those impulses and being of service to others, because there's probably a reason why that person is popping into your mind. You just don't know why yet, but you can take action on it.
Oh my gosh. So that was a lot. And I love every bit of it because I know that we automatically, as women, start to think of our circle and we start to prejudge and we start to think about why this or why not this or she already uses this. But if you really do those two I words, so I'm inspired by this woman, I want to enrich her life, because that's our goal in Mary Kay. Our motto is enriching women's lives. I want to enrich her life. I'm inspired by her. I'm intrigued by her. I want to know more about her. I want to spend time with her. And Mary Kay products are the vehicle to do so. So I absolutely love that. Take that and run with it for what it's worth, for sure. And definitely being, connecting the need to what we have is huge. So Barbie, I'm going to ask you just really quickly in a minute or so if you could answer my question. So again, I happen to know Barbie's family well because I get to see them through Addie sharing little snippets of their lives with me. Her two sons, she also has an Owen, imagine. So her two sons and her daughter, who we just discovered this morning, could definitely rule the world with our little Reagan O'Neill. And Ashley Seibert, who you're going to meet later, has two little girls that are right in there ready to join as well. But Barbie, share with me an example quickly of something that shows what is great about what is more important about what is caught than what is taught. Share something with me.
Sure. Yes. So real quick off the top of my head, the self-talk, just, learning how to talk to yourself kindly and with compassion. As the kids are growing up, I'm seeing them in different experiences, on the school bus or at school, and just, hearing someone else maybe say something, but remembering who they are, who and what is the voice of truth and what does that say about you. That is so key. And the other quick little thing is the importance of learning how to earn things, work for things. So you'll see behind Jen there that poster of all the fun prizes that we get to earn every quarter. And I have one right here by me too. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I have it hanging up so that the kids can see it. And we set a goal as a family. And then they know, hey, have we earned that yet? Or hearing them talk to someone else and say, hey, we earned this. So learning the value of work ethic, which I think is so important.
Yes. And I know that is also a big part of your entrepreneur background with growing up that way. But absolutely, in Mary Kay, we're really conscious when we talk about our cars, we talk about diamonds, we talk about designer purses. We don't talk about what we win. We talk about what we earn. And there's a very big difference with that. And that is a very important lesson to pass on to our children. So thank you so much, Barbie. I love you to pieces. I love your unit so much. Their loyalty, how much gratitude they have just for anything I happen to share and how much they love my Offspring directors. You have been so valuable in our lives and we appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Mwah. Thank you, Barbie.
Thank you, Jen. Godspeed.
Thank you.
Shout out to the beautiful believers.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we're going to shift up a couple seconds here. So Ashley Seifert, I'm actually going to throw to you next. So I'm going to take Barbie out and I'm going to introduce you to our newest sales director, our baby sales director in our soon to be the greatest national area. And I want to tell you a little bit about Ashley. So here's the funny thing. Ashley's been with Mary Kay Cosmetics now for over 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For 2 years. I just met her for the first time ever, physically put my hands on her with a big wraparound hug last week, because Ashley joined 2 years ago, but Ashley has a very, very, I don't want to use a big word, but important, stressful, whatever you want to call it, a big time job, a 40-hour a week more plus a very full-time career in corporate America. And she's had that job. So when she started Mary Kay, she had a goal. And then through the pandemic, her goal changed. And I love a couple things that I want to make sure she talks about in her story. I want her to tell you how she met Alyssa O'Neill, who happens to be her senior sales director. So Alyssa, congratulations on being a senior sales director. And I want you to hear that story, because it is not like the other stories that you've heard. And I also want Ashley to share with you a little bit, why in the world during a pandemic, when we're kind of more shut off, many of us thought, did she decide to promote herself and become one of the top 2% of the company as an independent sales director? Okay, Ashley, turn it over to you.
Awesome. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks, everyone that's on here supporting me, by the way, and just everyone tuning in. I'm really excited to be a part of this with all the directors. So yes, so I have been a part of Mary Kay and been building my business for a little over 2.5 years. And it's coming up on 3 years that I stumbled upon Mary Kay, right? So as Jen mentioned, I work in the corporate world, and I always say, it was always my goal growing up to do what I thought it was to be a successful and happy person, right? And that's go to college and get a great corporate job and do all the things that you're supposed to do, right? And so I had done all that, and I have a great job, flexibility, great salary. I have 2 beautiful girls. They're 7 and 5 now. They were obviously a couple years younger then, a great husband. But at the time, I really wasn't a happy person, right? I had done all those things, but I was feeling, like I was really missing something, right? I was not fulfilled. And so when I stumbled upon Mary Kay and a lead bag, actually at a nail salon, getting my nails done, there was an entry for a free charcoal mask experience. And I was like, sign me up for that, right? Like I need something to do and some fun to be had. And that's really where it started. And so I was introduced to Mary Kay through that, fell in love with some products, to my surprise, right? It was once I found out it was Mary Kay, I was like, oh, great. What am I in for? But fell in love with the products. But really over the next couple months or so, I fell in love with the culture, the women that I was meeting, the positivity, the fun that I was able to have for myself, right? And really found something for me. And so that's really why I joined. And, I had some goals, throughout the time, but never really took my business seriously, or never really allowed myself to take it seriously, right? As someone that works in the corporate world and, has a lot of responsibilities and all of those things. But really through the pandemic and when the world was shut down, and the fact that we were able to truly be a source of joy and connection for people while no one else could, it really helped me see truly the impact that this business can have on people, right? And knowing where kind of I was at and how I had already benefited from this business so much, it really made me realize that I want to have that impact forever. I want that to be my life. I want to be able to bring joy to others, and provide a space for people to connect and feel good and feel safe and have fun and meet new people. And so, after that, and I let it kind of set in a little bit, I decided that, I did want to take my business seriously. I wanted to let myself have the big dream, go after it, started working my business consistently, and it shows because now I'm a sales director, right? And so it's amazing. I just love this business so much, right? I couldn't be more excited for what's to come, so I'm totally pumped up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So also let's just take a minute to remark about Ashley's eyes, because I'm pretty sure I spy new pink quad.
Yes.
So if you don't,
definitely.
If you don't know about our new product launch, we did just launch new products just a couple days ago. Many people are loving these pink. We have a warm tone pink and a cool tone pink. Which one do you have on, Ash?
I have the warm pinks.
Okay, probably I agreed because with brown eyes, usually we'll go with the warm, but you can do whatever. But I love it. They're popping. It looks amazing. It looks great on videos. So if you're all pink eyeshadow, you need to be connecting with your beauty consultant. That's just a little freebie. I wasn't even planning to share that. Okay. So I love Ashley is repeating so many words that you're hearing from our other top directors. You're hearing her use the word connection. And, I really think that word is so relative to Mary Kay's philosophy of enriching women's lives, because let's be honest, as women, we wear so many hats, and some of us more than others in different hats. Ashley has a full-time job hat and a mom of 2 girls hat and a wife hat and a community member hat and a church member hat. And I know all of these things about Ashley, but it didn't mean that she wasn't looking for something else. It didn't mean that she wasn't looking for something that could bring joy to the people that were already in her life and the people she was going to meet. So I'm so crazy proud of her for putting her name in that facial bag. If you are a guest on right now, comment and let us know how you met your beauty consultant. We want to know, are you her sister? Did you meet her as a stranger? Did she warm chat you at the Walmart line? You probably are my customer. That's how you met me, because I talk to everybody out there and love to meet strangers. Absolutely love it. Me and Alyssa D, we're like the queen of meeting strangers. So just know that, we want to know how you became a part of your beauty consultant's life. Or if you're a beauty consultant, let us know how you met your recruiter. But Ashley didn't let it stop her. She didn't let all of the other things she had to do stop her from finding a way to bring more joy into her life and share more joy with other people. So I want to just spiral now to give her about a minute or so to answer my big question as well. Like I said, she is a mom of 2 little, beautiful little girls. Very confident. They're a little sassy. They come on their little Zooms. They're not as scared to be seen, right? They wanted their face to be on there. And I love it. And Ashley, so tell us an example in just the 2 years that you've been with Mary Kay, where you might have seen something happen in your home, in your community, in your church, whatever, where you've seen the lesson of what is greater, it is more greater of what is caught versus what is taught. Can you share with us?
Yeah, I mean, what comes to mind just most recently is it was Mother's Day, right? And so my oldest daughter, she's 7 years old in 1st grade. And so she completed a paper for Mother's Day. Here she comes, right on cue here. And it was something around like, what does your mom like to do for fun? It was all about your mom. And she had on there that I love to relax and do Mary Kay reach outs, and I just thought that was hilarious. But she said it a different way. I can't remember the words that she used, but again, it's
to relax to do Mary Kay
shout outs. Oh, that's what she said. Shout outs. Yes, that's right. So to me, again, it comes back to like they see me doing something that I love to do. And the fact that we can turn, doing some drop offs into like a family excursion, including my husband, like, let's get in the car, let's put on a movie, let's get some ice cream afterwards, it becomes a family business, right? I mean, we're all in it, but they see me doing something that I love. She's always asking me when I quit, did I quit my job yet? For Mary Kay, Holly's patiently waiting on the pink car. She doesn't know if we have ways to go for that yet, right? But so again, it's showing that like living with passion and purpose, right? Like that is what I want to show them. And raise them with, and I want them to go after that, right? So that's what's important to me.
Yes, I love that. I love that. As a mother of daughters, I have daughters and sons. As a mother of daughters, I find it so powerful to pass on that confidence with them. Let them know, that they are a whole person by themselves, that, there is no ceiling to what they can accomplish. And then as a mother of sons, I want them to look for women that have those character traits. I don't think my boys are going to marry somebody who sits on the couch eating bonbons, because that's not what they have experienced in this world. So I just love that. And I love that all of you are taking such personal responsibility with your families. And I just love getting to see your families, because like I'm explaining to the consultants that are watching and the guests that watch, we are our own family, and there's room for you. There's room for you no matter what you want to be, no matter what your goal is. We're going to make room for you, and we're going to show you that this business is all about joy and connection. And we hope that you continue to ask questions, and we hope that you continue to be inspired by everyone. So, and they're definitely saying how inspired they are by you, Ashley. So we are so proud of you. The best is definitely yet to come. I can't wait to watch you grow and get to know you better and spend more time with you. So thank you. Mwah. Thank you, Ashley. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. So last up, because she's the farthest away. No, not really. Is my Alyssa D. And I'm going to bring her on screen here. And Alyssa D actually is coming to you all the way from Jersey. You know, my favorite thing about Jersey, I don't pump my gas when I go there to visit. But my second favorite thing is giving Alyssa D hugs, and I miss her so much. I've actually known her longer than I've known anybody else on this recording with us tonight. We have seriously built a friendship way before we had a business connection, which is such a gift, because wouldn't you love to have your closest coworkers also be your friends? Like, we don't really get to do that very often, right? A lot of times you go to work like dreading the people you're going to spend your time with. No, I got to go last week and I got to have dinner and the next day breakfast with Alyssa D, spend time with her, you know, just everything that we get to do together. Absolutely love the traveling we've done and rooms we've spent together, the cities we've been in together. It's just uncountable right now. But I want to bring on Alyssa because Alyssa has a little bit of a more unique story. So she's been in Mary Kay, like I said, for many, many years, and had a couple different things happen and made decisions in her business to make sure that she stayed her authentic self and to make sure that she had the most value to bring and the value to give to others. But the record she holds in our area is Alyssa actually is the top seller in our area collectively with her years in Mary Kay, and actually has earned way more diamond rings than I have even. And I've been in Mary Kay twice as long as her, but earned more diamond rings. She has more diamond rings than she does fingers. I love to tell people that. Because she is so focused on the relationship with her customers. And so what I want Alyssa to share with you quickly tonight, because again, I feel like this is a place where people get stuck building their business or deciding to join Mary Kay is, but who do I know? And how am I going to introduce them to Mary Kay products? What if they already use brand X? What if they think Mary Kay is too expensive? So Alyssa, can you just share a couple little snippets of how you have overcome those objections and built the amazing loyal customer base that you have built over your years in Mary Kay? Okay,
yeah,
friend.
Sure, absolutely. So I am blessed to have chosen Jen to be my senior director. I was in previously, and then I took a year break, but took care of my customers all along the way because Mary Kay said I could. Through corporate, did it all the right way, by the book, because that's who I am. And but I asked Jen, would you be my mentor? And said, I'd really love to work with you more closely. And so we built that another layer to our relationship. So that's another thing I like to do is build relationships with people. So I do have a lot of pockets of friends, but like maybe not like a whole best friend group over here or a best friend group over there. But it's like, I know one person over here, but they know those people. And I know this person over here, but they know those people. And wherever I do, whatever I do, volunteering at the schools, I did a ton of years ago. My kids were 4 and 7 when I started this business. And my daughter wasn't in school yet. But she was in preschool. So I talked to all the different preschool moms and let's have a play date for our kids. And we can play with makeup and skincare. And Kimmy actually learned to entertain, like she knew after the first couple of times, I'm going to entertain their kid because they're my friend. And I'm going to make sure that they stay away from their mom. So my mom can talk to them for 45 minutes until, they're done. And this is like age 4 and a half, she got it. She got it pretty quickly. She's a very intuitive kid. I have to say that. I mean, that's just innate with her. But so even people that were using something else, like, and people I met on the ball field or whatever, like, oh, what do you use for skincare? Oh, I use brand X. And I would say, you know what? That's awesome because personally, I'm a learner. And so this was totally genuine. You have to be yourself. You have to be genuine. People know that if you're not. And my face, in case you've never noticed, shows everything. So I can't hide. Like the mask was actually good for me in some ways because people couldn't tell that. But, I would legitimately say to people, well, that's great because I would love to learn more about how our product compares to brand X that you're using. And what do you love about it? And how do you feel about the Mary Kay products, after they've tried it? And most people have been willing to get together with me just to try it or let me drop off samples and walk them through it over the phone or Zoom or whatever. And then the money factor once people try it and they compare it to what they're using, oftentimes it's less expensive because you're using less products. So the total cost ends up less. Like even then Olay, if you have, I mean, I'm not putting products down. I'm just, because I'm not in the business of doing that. And Mary Kay doesn't teach us to do that either. However, just as an example, because I mean, things I've used like Clinique or Olay or whatever, I mean, Clinique is not necessarily something that people would say is less expensive than, is more expensive. It is more expensive, but less expensive than Mary Kay. But it is something I used to use and then transitioned to Mary Kay the last time I came back to Mary Kay. But I've been using Mary Kay on and off for a lot more years than I care to mention, because that will tell my age. But the things like Olay that like tons of people use because they can get it at the drugstore. Well, guess what? Mary Kay consultant can deliver it right to your door. And, you know, less hassle for them. They just text me, I'm out of my cleanser. And I know, because in Mary Kay systems, I can look up what cleanser they use. And my foundation, I know what shade it is. It's summer or winter, you know. And I actually know people by their foundation shade, you know, like, oh, yeah, you're ivory too. And in the mineral powder foundation, and you're, you know, beige N150 or whatever, you know. So, and just making notes in my head, which I no longer allow myself to remember on my own. I do write notes down on their little sheets that we have, these customer profile sheets. If you're a customer already, you know that about our customer profile sheets. We write like little notes about you. And then it helps me remember, oh yeah, she was the one with the daughter who went to school with Kimmy, or played softball, or with her, or played soccer with my son, or whatever. And just like remembering things like that, it helps me connect to them, helps them realize that I really do care enough to go look. So again, building that relationship that Jen mentioned earlier. And so the money factor just becomes a non-issue after they've tried it. And most people can see something, maybe not a huge difference, but something the first time they've tried our skincare. Yeah. And our makeup works. I mean, our makeup is good for your skin. It's not bad for your skin. It's not going to clog your pores and things like that. Knowing a lot about the products, which Mary Kay makes so easy for us. It's like a link on our consultant, you know, website. We can have all the information. I'll tell people, I'll just send you a PDF to bring to your dermatologist if you need to do that. You know what I mean? Being on the ball field so much. I mean, there were times where each kid was playing 3 or 4 sports at a time in one season. Like, I was on the field a lot, but it didn't take away from my business, and it didn't take away from my kids, because I took those opportunities when my kid and their kid wasn't up to bat. I would go sit next to this person and, you know, talk to them about what I'm excited about. And I bring a little bag of samples and goodie bags and things like that. And people could try things like, oh my God, this hand cream that we just got, this just came out, like when the new satin hand came out. Got to try this. Oh my God. And they'll, you know, oh, you want to try some more stuff? I'd love to get together with you. So those kinds of things. And, you know, they know 2 people and they know 2 people, and so on and so forth.
I love that. So, you know, we're back to that big word, connection. Yeah. And what I'm hearing Alyssa did is everything she was already doing in her life.
Right.
She just added in Mary Kay. I have to sit at the ball field anyway, because that's what moms do. But while I'm here, I'm going to make friends. And what am I going to talk about? If you golfed, you would talk about golfing. If you were a knitter, you would talk about knitting. If you were a hairdresser, you'd be talking about cool hairstyles. We talk about our Mary Kay business, but we talk about it through offering them free samples and an opportunity and a chance just to try. And it's no pressure. I love that Alyssa also brought up the fact that Mary Kay makes sure you are fully educated about everything. There is no guesswork in this business. Not only are you tied to a sales director, but you are tied directly to the company. The company gives us information. They give us PDFs, like Alyssa said. They give us videos. They give us, updates about everything. Product ingredients. You can take an ingredient, and the company will list every product that we have that has that ingredient in it. Like, we have a medical relations team. You call someone and say, hey, so-and-so said this made her eyes itchy. Medical relations is going to talk you through what to do next and what could be the cause. So we have such a support system, and that's what's helped Alyssa build is, knowing that she had all of those things supporting her so that her business could grow authentically and, kind of organically the way it's supposed to grow. And that's how she has won so many top prizes from this company. And I know she's so grateful for them all and loves to talk about them and show them off, because it is proof that she has helped enough other people get what they want.
Right.
And that's how she got what she wanted. Again, we're going to throw that back. So Alyssa, before we close out, because I have just 2 more things to share at the very end, but could you give us like a 30-second to 1 minute example of your beautiful children who one is already successful all the way in Nebraska in college, managed figuring out what he had to do to get back through the pandemic, of course with help with mom, but was a country away during this pandemic and figured it out as a college student. So cute as the day is long. Let me just throw that in there. Such a handsome young man. And then Kimmy, who we're loving her pictures of the prom right now, who has a friendship with my daughter. Like I get to watch my daughter build a relationship with other Mary Kay kids. And Kimmy, who's going to graduate and go to University of Kentucky. So give us a real quick example of what is caught is greater than what is taught. Super quick.
So my daughter, who was around me when I was doing the business when she was 4, like I said, she would sometimes sit around the table with her little plastic makeup because she does not wear makeup, but she uses all the skincare. But she could help other people figure out the right colors for them, right? She's very artistic and creative. And she was actually in kindergarten, like the year after I started my business, and she was in Mrs. Way's kindergarten class. Well, Mrs. Way, during this time, Obama was being inaugurated, right? At the beginning of that year, elected and then inaugurated. And Mrs. Way said to the class, so who here would like to be president of the United States like Barack Obama? And everyone in the class raised their hand, except for Kimmy. She raised her hand and said, I want to be a teacher like you and a Mary Kay consultant like my mom. So already she was like, I know what I want out of life. I can do what I want to do. And then later on, as I got more into, I've always been into donating and fundraising and stuff like that. I did it for the school district. I did it for myself and found out more about the Mary Kay Foundation, which is 3% overhead, right? So while she caught that, watched me do it, had her hair cut like before she ever started kindergarten, donated 12 inches of her beautiful long hair, literally right before she started kindergarten, right? Life changed, and she did that. She's done it twice since then, got me to do it even 5 years ago. And along those lines, she actually created her own little foundation, which she's now been able to get scholarships because of doing that, because she started her own little organization called Kimmy's Cupcakes for Cancer, that she bakes and sells cupcakes. We talked about, lessons learned about how you figure out your profit and what that all is and take care of your costs. And then she donates 100% of the profit to the Mary Kay Foundation and writes something about her Nana, who is a breast cancer survivor, to the company with her donation every year. And every year she donates a lot of money.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She is so dang sweet. Love me some Kimmy. And that's a big thing. We try to teach our kids, but what are they catching? Are they catching us donating? Are they catching us giving back to our communities and our churches and women in need and families in need? And Kimmy has caught that, and she's going to make such an impact in this world because of the example that she has and the mentors she's had and the friends that she's created. So I love that. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for you, Alyssa D. You know that I love you to pieces and just am so very, very honored and blessed that she did choose me. And we talked about it a lot. And, you guys all have a choice as consultants. You have a choice where you want to go in this business and, who the people are that lead you. And we are very, very grateful that you have chosen to be a part of what we are creating. You are such an important part of what we are creating. And as a customer, you matter. You matter if you buy one thing once a year, or if you buy everything. And it matters that you're willing to listen to this, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay, and, kind of maybe open your mind a little bit about, is this a business for you? So, all right. Thank you, Alyssa D. I'm going to take you out now. So before I close out, I do just want to tell you to continue to comment here. It's a random Wednesday night. We know that we're competing against church obligations and softball. So some of you say that you were at the ball field earlier tonight, and, TV shows that are on and all the other choices that you have to do on this Wednesday night. So we're going to be able to share this link with our units and with potential customers and people that want to know. So we're going to leave it open through the holiday weekend. And then early in June, we're going to pick some winners from the comments. So keep commenting. If you're watching it as a replay, reach out to your consultant and let her know that you have questions or what you want to know. But I want to tell you my quick story about what is caught versus what is taught. And I do have 5 children. I think I have 5 of the most confident children on the face of the earth. They really don't get rattled easily, and they make great decisions. I'm so proud of all of them. Have they made mistakes? Absolutely. But have they figured it out along the way? Absolutely. I guide them, but I don't make decisions for them, especially once they're adults. But my youngest daughter, who I did mention earlier, who happens to nanny for Barbie, and all of my girls kind of know Addie because she's grown up with Mary Kay. She's 17 and a half, so she wasn't even in existence when I started my business, but she turns 18 this year. And so she will actually turn 18 in November, become a Mary Kay consultant her senior year in college, and her goal, not my goal, her goal is to be an independent sales director before she graduates from high school. And I think that's pretty incredible because, while a lot of other girls are kind of worrying about how important it is to have the cool clothes or, whatever with the fingernails, she worries about that too. But she is career focused, and she knows that if she starts this business, the ceiling is unlimited and the potential is unlimited. So give Addie a cheer if you know her. And if you don't know her yet, follow me on social media and you'll get to meet her and my other children and my grandchildren as well. So one question that I like to make sure that I answer in these types of events is, how do I join Mary Kay? And right now, you have a couple choices with joining Mary Kay. So there is a $30 option that, as far as we know, is going to expire on June 30th of this year. For $30, you get a personal website and the availability and accessibility to accept credit card payments on that website. It's normally almost a $70 value. Right now, it's $30. And we call that the eStart. The second option you have to join Mary Kay right now is $130. You get what I talked about previously, and you get the complete starter kit, which is almost $400 in full-size products. If you are at a place in your life where you're starting to see people again, exposing them to the products is a really valuable part of this business. So investing in the starter kit, getting all of those demo products right out of the gate, almost $400 worth for $100, is probably a wise investment for you. Also, when you join Mary Kay, there's a window that pops up that offers you $45 to spend $45 and get tons and tons and tons of samples, skincare samples, microdermabrasion samples, hydrogel eye patch samples, enough to sample about your first 30 friends and family members. So that is also a very wise decision if that's the direction you want to go. But you join Mary Kay by going to your beauty consultant's personal website or having a link sent to you. So by requesting that from your beauty consultant, all it means is that you're curious and maybe you want to know a little bit more and see the company verbiage as to what you would be signing up for. But we want to invite you to continue to ask questions. Please, if you're watching this live or you're watching this as a replay as a guest, reach out to your beauty consultant right now and let her know that you hung in with us for 50 couple minutes and what you learned, because that is how we continue to grow, by learning through you and making sure that we are filling your needs. So have a blessed holiday weekend. Know that we appreciate your time. We have a lot of fun things going on in our units in June. Make sure you stay connected to us as a consultant or as a guest, and we would love to welcome you into our Mary Kay family. Have a blessed night. Thank you.